By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to make $1 million. Us too, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, I mean, this dude he just has such a
What's up, everybody? Rudy with Vantage Mindset. Today's video, I want to talk to you guys about what it takes to actually make that first $1 million and become a millionaire. Obviously there's a lot of different ways. There's probably hundreds of thousands of different ways of how to actually acquire $1 million, but fundamentally, and the approach that you take could either be the difference between year versus 20 years to get there. And I want to talk about everything that I've learned, looking back, all the things that I did wrong, all the ways that I could have just gone on. So I want to talk to you guys about just looking back on all my past mistakes that I've made, all my bad financial investments, what the difference was of when I was taking care of my body and when I wasn't, when I was thinking good and learning self-development stuff versus when I wasn't. There's a bunch of different factors that actually play a huge difference on how fast you acquire that $1 million. But I want to go to you guys, I want to give you a step-by-step process of what you really need to do in order to become this millionaire that you plan on becoming. The first thing you have to do is believe. If you don't even believe that you can do it, you're not going to do it at all. So picture it this way. If I don't believe that I can get a six-pack of abs or have a good fit body, then I'm not even going to want to try in the first place. My brain's not going to believe it's possible. So then what is it going to do to try to convince me to get up and go to the gym or eat good or stay disciplined to get that six-pack of abs or that nice body? You know what I mean? So the first thing you got to do is just believe that it's possible. I can promise you right here, I could put every single penny to my name on it, that there's nothing that can stop you from becoming a millionaire if that's what you truly want. I believe that 100% wholeheartedly with my heart. If you want to become a millionaire, like I said, first you must have to believe. Just like you would have to believe that you can find your dream partner, your wife, your husband, whoever it's going to be. If you don't believe it, then you're not going to want to carry yourself correctly to attract that person. Because think, you want a specific type of person, and the person that you want wants a specific type of person. And if you don't fit their model of who they want down to the T, then you might have to be doing some adjusting. But if you don't believe that you can even attract that person into your life, then you're not going to even be open to it. This mindset thing, this psychological game, that if you may, it's the beginning process of the start of everything that you manifest and attract into your life. Literally, where you're at in life is a direct reflection of basically who you're choosing to be. All the decisions you've made has gotten you right to the point that you're at. And so we do have a lot more control over our life to actually manipulate it and influence it to favor the things that we want. We just first have to believe that it's possible. The second thing that we need to do is we need to be specific of what it is we want. I can sit here and say, oh, I want to make more money. Let's say I'm making $5,000 a month. And I say, oh, I want to make more. Well, I can work and I can try different things and I can make $5,200. And technically I'm making more money, and the universe then is delivering exactly what I wanted, which is to make more money. But if I'm not really specific on how much money I want, then I'm not going to do a good job at attracting just that. I can say, oh, I want to end up on an island. So I can let the boat go and you can just keep on steering the boat until we find an island. But if I'm specific to the island that I want, then I know what direction to go to. I know if I need to go because there may be rocks or there may be weather coming that we want to try to avoid. And so it's being more specific to what it is that you actually want. You're going to be able to make, by knowing what it is that you want with more detail, you're actually going to be able to make better choices to actually get right to that point. And so, like I said, with the example of more money, if I'm at $5,000 a month and I want to get to $10,000 a month, my brain is going to constantly be looking for different ways of how I can get closer and closer to making that $10,000. And little by little, I'll keep working my way up. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 9,500. Next thing you know, my brain's just going. I'm focusing on what I'm doing to bring in money. If I can better it, implement strategies to bring more money in, or if there's just another source of revenue I can add. It's literally that simple. It's the same thing whether you own your own business or you have a job. Who do you want to become in the position that you hold? Where do you want your business to become? When you can be specific, if you want to say, oh, I want to be number one salesperson in my company, that's very specific. If you're like, oh, well, there's 2,500 people that do sales in this insurance group and I want to be in the top 50. Well, now you're specific to being in the top 50. So now you're going to know what to pay attention to. See if you're actually getting there, if you're getting close. Same thing with your partner, same thing with your lifestyle. Like, what do you want your day to look like? How do you want to wake up? What does the room look like that you wake up in? The house, what's the environment? So like when you can be very specific, you can actually start bringing these senses in. Your body is just naturally, like subconsciously going to start doing things to get you to that vision that you have for yourself, that dream life that you have. So one is you just have to believe that it's possible. Two, you just have to start being specific. The next steps you can do in either order. One doesn't necessarily have to become before the other, but the things are, one is get a mentor. This is what I did. I've had many mentors. I still pay a lot of money for mentors up until this day. I have a mentor for helping me build my ClickFunnels. I have a mentor for Facebook ads. I have a mentor for just self-development. I have a mentor for spirituality purposes. I have a mentor for a bunch of different reasons. Like, it just depends. But I have my main mentor that keeps me grounded. He works with me on life and business and relationships. And that's what I choose to work with my followers, my clients, my fans, you guys. And so that's what I'm going to do with you guys. But so mentor is important. You're going to need multiple, but the way that I would suggest to start it is try to always have your main mentor who has a lot of the same fundamental morals and life ideas as you. And secondly, you want to find another one that kind of just fits what you think you need in life. Whether it's you're trying to develop a special skill, or let's say someone that's specific to your finances, because you know that in order to become successful and get to that $1 million, you have to be smart with your spending, how much you're making and how much you're putting out. And the money that you're putting out, are you using it to bring in more money? So there's just a lot of different things that you need to pay attention to. So get a mentor. The second one is having goals, clear, detailed goals. Like I said, with the same thing as having a vision of your dream life, you also have to have a clear and precise goal. So if we want to, let's just say we want to make $100,000 a year. Well, I know this off the top of my head because I've gotten here, because it was one of my goals, but that's $8,333 a month, or we could call it $274 a day approximately. So I know these numbers. So now when I look at my bank account or my monthly statements, I know, like, okay, if I'm at $5,000, I need $3,333 left to go. If I'm making $150 a day, I know that I need to make $124 more per day. How am I going to do that? Like I said, where focus goes, energy flows. We're going to start figuring out why or how we can get there faster. Same thing with the $1 million. We just add another decimal, and I know that in order to get to $1 million, because, or like I said, another thing that I did for myself, $83,333 a month, or $2,740 a day. It's pretty simple. Like, when you just know this stuff, like, I know what time my body naturally wants to wake up. I know what time it naturally wants to go to sleep. I know the things that it's interested in to feel like I feel accomplished. I know what foods I perform well on. You know, so it's like, you need to understand yourself better if you really want to become a millionaire. I can just go and give anybody $1 million, but do you think it's gonna make anything out of that person? Like, how many people do you really think will take $1 million? Like I said, be specific. The name of the game is to be specific. I'm gonna keep putting that in your head, but when you can actually like write down your goals and visually see them, checklist, and have a mentor that's holding you accountable. Like myself, we get on a weekly coaching call. We have a checklist from the week before. Did you do it? Why not? Is it a belief that's holding you back, or is it an obstacle that you can't get past? Well, let's talk about it. Let's work it out. So it's just looking back, you know, especially when I grew my business, my first business, to $1 million. Of course, I started out, and a lot of this was just by myself, but whether it was YouTube or just finding someone that had a business and trying to ask for help, I was going out and seeking help because I knew exactly where it was that I wanted to go. The last thing is, we've already kind of hit on it, is just track and measure. With the sequence of these 5 things, I promise you, I can almost guarantee you, you will reach $1 million. Like, it's not hard. Just do these things. Like, write down on a piece of paper. Do this assignment for me, actually. And you can, when you do it, schedule a free consultation with me. It's 60 minutes. I work with you guys to help you create your dream life. From start to finish, I'll help you come up with a plan, whether we work together or not. You'll have something to run with. But what I would suggest right now is do this before we talk. Write down exactly what you want your days to look like, the environment you want to be in, the job that you want, how much money you're making. Do you have pets? Do you have a partner? What kind of cars do you have? What's your lifestyle like? What's your people in your life like? Like, get as detailed as you can about the life that you want, and then get at me, you know, because like I said, first be clear what it is you want, then set the goals and take the action. Till then, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Us too, you know, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, you know.
but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, I mean, this dude he just has such a fire for life, a passion, and you're not one of those ones that sit on the sidelines.